Hello, this is Data Up Consulting, and for today's video, I will be doing a more thorough look at DOMO ETL and the different tiles available for use. For this first video in the series, going over the DOMO ETL, I will be looking at the dataset and text tiles. The dataset tiles include the input dataset and output dataset options. So you can see those over here on the left. The input dataset tile allows for database connectors as well as other sources of data to be added into the ETL. Once these data sources are added into the ETL, they can be edited, joined, or appended to existing datasets. So in our example, this Excel sales rev is the input dataset. Next is the output dataset. The output dataset tile allows for the creation of a new data flow to be used in dashboard and card creation. This new output data flow will be how the edited datasets are successfully updated and able to be accessed outside of the ETL. So that is this YouTube ETL data flow tile right here. So once we save and run this, this will become an option in our data area or our data window, and we can then use it to update or create cards or dashboards. 90% of ETL edits you will make will include these two tiles. Essentially, they are the beginning and the end to the ETL process. Moving on to the text tiles, I would consider this where the editing process really begins in the DOMO ETL. Moving down through this list of all these different tiles, the text area is where it truly begins and where the editing process fully starts. The first tile in the text tree is the Combine Columns tile. The Combine Columns tile allows for two columns of the same data type to be joined into a singular column. An example of this would be two columns, 1 month and 1 year, being joined to show month-year, while deleting the original columns this data came from. So showing how this is done in the tile itself, we can click on the tile, it'll open up the window, and we can see the name that we are choosing for our new column is called Combine Date. We are separating them by a dash, and we will be removing columns after they have been combined. Down here is where we select the columns we want to be combined. So we have chosen month and year. So this should create month-year as a new column, or our combined date column. The next tile is Replace Text, which allows for specific entries to be picked out and edited to a new preset entry. For an example, I'll be sifting through our new combined date column, searching for periods and replacing them with yearly average. So let's move to the Replace Text column. We can see that we are searching through the combined date column. We are searching for periods, and we will be replacing that with yearly average. Very simple, right? Next up is the Split Column tile, which allows for string columns to be split into two separate columns based on a delimiter. In my example, I will be splitting our newly made combined date column back to its separate year, month and year columns. So let's go to the split column tile. We can see that our source column to split is combined date. We will be choosing to delimit or split on the dash, and then we are going to be splitting the new columns into month and year. Let's hit done. The fourth tile in the text tree is the String Operations tile. This tile allows for operations such as substring, trim spaces, and pad spaces to be implemented into your data's string columns. In the example I've prepared, we will be taking a right substring of 2 from our year column. So let's go to the String Operations tile, and we can see that we are naming our new column String Operations. It is going to be a right or left substring. We can also choose just a basic substring, trim spaces, or pad with spaces. We will be selecting our input column as year, a value of 2, which it will be counting 2 spots from the right, which we have chosen over here. We could do either left or right. So essentially what this is going to do is it's going to take a year like 2022 and make a new column called String Operations, just displaying the last 22. Finally, onto our last text tile, which is text formatting. This tile allows you to capitalize every letter in a string, change it all to lowercase, or simply capitalize just the first letter in each entry. It also allows for numbers to be removed, kept, or isolated as well. So we are changing our combined date all uppercase, and we are leaving whatever numbers are there instead of removing them or isolating and only showing them. After this, we have gone through all the dataset and text tiles, and we can now save and run and see if our implementations have saved and loaded and edited our data. So let's save and run it, and let's wait for it to run. As it's now finished running, we can select our data flow output, go over to our data, and let's scroll all the way over to the right to see if our new added columns have been successfully implemented. And as you can see, our combined date right here is displaying correctly as month-year. Our split columns tile has worked and split our combined date into month and year. And then our string operations have successfully worked as well and just split off the 20 portion of 2022. Thanks for watching. I hope this has helped in your endeavors into the ETL and Domo. I will be continuing the series going further through all the different tiles available in Domo ETL. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day.